Get ready. Get your ears ready for our intro song. Get your ears ready for our intro song. Ready? Hi, Tyrell. Hi, Dying Battery. Get ready. Where have you been? Oh, my liar. All my life. I'll hit it again. Where have you been? Oh, my life. It's the acoustics for me. Hey, YouTube world, it's me, Evelyn. Welcome to Sunday, where I am at least. Is there anywhere that it's Saturday or Monday? I don't know. Time zones kind of creep me out. But hey, YouTube world, it's me, Evelyn. I posted on my YouTube community tab that I planned on going live today. I said 12 p.m. Central. 12 p.m. Central. It's 11 a.m. Central. So hopefully you can make it in. Welcome. I got 87% battery, so we got to get going. Okay, because you know the live stream drains the battery. And I'm using StreamYard today, so I have some fun thing. It's Sunday in France. Oui. Oui. Glad you're here with us. Portrait of Asha. I'm using StreamYard, so I have some interesting things that I'd like to show y'all. These features I upgraded. Okay, shout out to the logo. Yeah. So in this live stream, I wanted to come on and talk to y'all about how social media, specifically YouTube, has ruined my creativity and what that means for this channel. And if you are someone who's a creator, this might be helpful to you. If you're someone who just watches things that people make, this might be, illuminating, if you will. So I missed last week's live stream because I was sad. Feelings so deep in my feelings. And then I brought all my equipment. I was out of town this week. So last week in my feelings on some LMA. Boot up. And then this past week, I was in Chicago. On my digital nomad, my first plane ride since February 2020. I was on my digital nomad. I had packed all my gear. I packed all my gear so that I could live stream while in Chicago, because I was giving you digital nomad. I was giving you swipe up to buy my course to learn how you can be a digital nomad. Yes, it costs $1,200, but you have to invest in yourself, right? Don't be scared to take the leap, right? All the shade to people who sell courses. So yeah, I didn't go live in Chicago. And then I came home last night. I got home about 11 o'clock p.m. last night. Did I get stuck in the flooding at all? It rained. Oh, it rained. And the house we were staying in, the backyard flooded. Like, in a way, I've never seen a backyard flood. I'm like, do y'all have soil? Like, how come this little rain is not soaking up? So yeah, I was on my digital nomad, had every intention to go live last week too. But, things happen, and here we are on a Sunday. Okay, that's why I started with the song that I started with. I can run it back for those of you who are just joining us. Okay, the songs that I choose for the intro have a meaning. Are you ready? Don't encourage me. Okay. Where me. Where have you been all my life? All my life. Thanks, Rihanna. Rihanna. Gotta say her name correctly. So yeah, digital nomad. Speaking of being a boss babe, of being a solopreneur, I want to talk about how social media and how content creation has ruined my creativity. And ruined, I understand, is a strong word. I don't want to put those vibes into the atmosphere. I'm saying we're going for manifestation. Okay, let's say social media, specifically YouTube. Oh, welcome K-pop IRL. This is my 5th time live. So welcome. So ruined is a strong word. So let's just say social media, specifically YouTube, has stalled my creativity in a very interesting way that I want to talk about, especially now that I'm switching gears from, hey YouTube world, it's me, Evelyn. I'm switching gears from that, if you will recall, to, that straight to camera, vlog style, lifestyle, subscribe, even though I've never asked anybody to subscribe. I'm just an elder millennial like that. So I'm switching from that type of content to more narrative work, more fiction work, because this is nonfiction. Obviously, I am here. I'm Leo. I'm in Leo life. But I want to switch from what I've been doing in the past to more fiction work, more web series based work, more collaborative work. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. But I cannot begin this conversation without first thanking my Patreon cousins, because they have had me Lambo. They have heard me just roll in the deep. So I would love to thank my Patreon cousins. This stream is brought to you by the Patreon cousins. This mic brought to you by the Patreon cousins. My will to live. Just kidding. Brought to you by the Patreon cousins. Okay. So over on Patreon, yes, I'm going to talk about Patreon for a second because I want to show you. I can show you what we do on Patreon in StreamYard. So patreon.com/from the internet. Do I have a banner? Oh, look at that. Patreon.com/from the internet is the joint Patreon that I have with my brother, Esteban Del Negrito, otherwise known as Steve, otherwise known as #BabyBlow. And together we create a monthly podcast variety show called This Might Not Make Sense. So I would just like to share that with you here real quick. Okay, we can hide that. I would just like to share that with you. Don't know if the audio is going to blast you to smithereens, so just be prepared. Welcome to This Might Not Make Sense.
This might not make sense.
I don't think that there's a lot of usable meat on us. I think that's the thing.
Ooh, baby, do you know that? I'm a mom, and that means I have to feed my kids.
That's 1-800-BAD-POOP.
Don't call me, go and hit the main line like.
Do you think bugs wait for their kids to get home?
Oh, you want some no ice cream? Life is a journey.
We are children of the equator. Make Whataburger appear when I think about it here. You
That's
can do
innovation.
that. Then I'll think about your little Mars.
This might not make sense.
That's us. That is us. That's what we do over on Patreon. And over the past couple months that we've started over on Patreon, it's allowed me to kind of tap into that creativity that social media, like by design, doesn't reward. So social media, it's the shenanigans for me. Yes, thanks, Roderick. We talk about everything. So yeah, on Patreon we run on a pay what you can model. Everybody gets the same everything. It's vibes over there. So social media doesn't really reward experimentation. It rewards doing the same thing over and over. And so that's what I want to talk about today. So let's go back. Okay, let's go. Yes, I'm a piano. Let's go back to December 2020. Okay, if you will recall, I don't know how many of y'all are new, but back in December 2020, I told y'all my plans. So we'll cut to that. I love cutting to things on StreamYard. Here we go. So I'm here today to tell y'all how things are about to change. We're wrapping up a year of great videos on this channel. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm ready to move on. To making web series, short films, to actually having the desires of my heart become the product of my hands, the fruits of my labor. Here's what's gonna happen. I have one video left after this one, my 2020 year in review. And after that, nothing. I'm gone. Specifically, going back to the drawing board. I'll be focused on writing, which takes place offline. I want to come back here with something new, okay? Something fresh, something that's collaborative, okay? Imaginative. So wish me luck, and I'll see you on the internet somewhere. Bye. Yeah. I wanted y'all to hold me accountable, okay? And and then 6 months passed is what happened, okay? I had planned a 2-week vacation in the first 2 weeks of January. And I was like, boom, I'm gonna come back mid-January, pen game Shonda Rhimes. You know what I'm saying? Giving you TV networks. And then I just didn't. I've been helping Halise write her web series. That's been going well. If you subscribe to Halise here on YouTube, or if you're part of her Patreon, she has talked at length about our process together writing that show. But that's hers. You know what I'm saying? Over here on Evelyn from the Internet's youtube.com/from the Evelyn from the Internet's, it's been crickets. And it kind of locked my world. Because I thought mid-January, boom, I was giving you this, but I didn't. So let's talk about it. Because I've had to think about what's really long. Pandemic aside, you know what I'm saying? I understand that the pandemic got everybody rolling in the deep. Yes, I was going to have that 45 season pen game spinoffs. Okay. So back in 2020, although I was in my hashtag sponsored bag, you know, we were giving the girls HelloFresh. We were giving the girls shout out to Squarespace. We were giving the girls an ever so slight Skillshare swipe up. You know, we were giving the girls quite a bit. And although that was great, I felt like I was on a hamster wheel, you know, and I'm looking down at my notes. I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. Every video I had to start from zero and like bring a video from scratch. Oh yes, she was giving Audible. Okay, she was giving text 500. No, text Evelyn. What was it? Oh my God, I forgot my ad drop. I'm such a bad hashtag influencer. But I was giving the girls Audible. You know what I'm saying? So I noticed that all the people on YouTube or on social media who talk about They talk often about batching your content, right? And I was like, okay, maybe that's the solution. You have to film a bunch of get that NordVPN money one day. You have to batch your content, film a lot of content at one time. But what I noticed, and it's no shade to people who do this, all the people who talk about batching content, they make videos about making videos. So it's not, as far as creativity goes, it's not the most difficult thing to do, to batch content, if you just make videos about making videos. But if you're trying to tell a story, if you're trying to do a little bit more, that leap from 0 to 100, that journey from idea to execution is a lot longer of like a runway before the idea takes flight and you press upload. You feel what I'm saying? So I felt like I couldn't really, those people on YouTube weren't really giving me what I needed. And it was exhausting. It was exhausting to feel like I was starting from zero all over again. And the schedule of the hashtag spawns was intense for me. Every once in a while, like every other month, I would hit a month where I had like 5 sponsored videos in a week. And then you'd be wanting to put unsponsored videos in between so don't nobody come for you. And it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So at the end of 2020, I talked to Maggie, who's my brand manager, and I was like, hey, let's go ahead and not renew any of those contracts. I'm finna disappear. And she supported me, she stood beside me and supported me in my disappearing act. And simply Reen, they weren't really creatively creating. True. Very true. So yeah, January rolls around and I have nothing. I haven't written. I can't write. And I don't have writer's block. That's what I learned a long time ago. I don't have writer's block. I got the ideas. I got the, what I'm saying? The words per minute. So then what is it? Right? Thanks for the super chats, y'all. Matumbo Daily plus batch produced content all have the same feel. If you're in a certain mood on the day you are filming 3 videos, that reflects across all the videos you put up within a certain period. It's so true. So that's the background. I want to give y'all the background. Here are the ways that I figured out that social media, and specifically YouTube, have impeded my creativity. Number 1, time is warped on social media. Time is already a construct, but time is especially warped here on the internet. We've all seen it, right? You follow someone and then you see their Instagram stories and they're like, oh my gosh, sorry, I've been MIA, y'all. And you'd be like, it's been 48 hours. It's been 48 hours. And you call that MIA? Time is warped, right? You'll have people checking up on you, right? Hey, just want to see if you're okay. And I'm like, I only been gone a week and a half. Do you see y'all friends every week and a half? Like, do y'all see y'all friends that frequently? So time is very much warped here. And that perception of time does put a little bit of pressure on the people creating to say those things. Like, sorry, I've been in my game. Sorry, it's been a minute. It's been a little while. Sorry. And then everybody in the comments is like, take your time, baby, take your time. And it's this like endless cycle of like apologizing, people being understanding. Apologizing, people being understanding. And it's just a song and dance that's very unique to social media. It's very unique to social media. The only people, and I thought about this for a while, the only people that I can really feel like I relate to are musicians. Because you could have just put out an album and they'll be like, what's next, sis? And they're like, dang, can I take a break? That's why Rihanna on the yacht. And that's why Rihanna said, go ahead, get this skincare. And I'll see you in a decade. Maddie Townsend. Oh, I lost it. Where did you go? Oh, I can do that. Wow. Maddie says, I feel like algorithms want creators to babysit their followers. 2 to 3 reels a week, 10 stories a day, 5 posts a week. That's actually true. That's actually true. Consistency. It's all in the name of consistency, right? And I think Rihanna really is on my spirit. The thing that a lot of people maybe don't realize on both ends of this exchange is that social media is made for the user of it. It's not made for the creator of the content. And that is like factual. Like it's factually made for you to be able to find what you want or what they think you want faster. It is not made for us to have a good work-life balance. That's just like that's not the MO on paper. Again, I'm not making this up. This is literally what it is. So anyway, that's one reason that social media has kind of ruined my creativity, because it makes you think like you're taking a long time to make something. And that's just not true. It's just not true. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Halise, I was having if you're watching this, I was having a conversation with Halise, and she was just, we were talking about how, like, are we taking a long time with this web series? And I was like, you know what? No. Sure, the entire web series can be consumed in under an hour. And it's taking us a year. And that might hurt. But you know what? That's how it goes. You know how many years it takes to make a movie? And then we be sitting there for 90 minutes like eating our popcorn like nom 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 nom. You know? That's just the process. But on social media, that reality is very much skewed and very much warped. So that's one way. The second way, I got caught up. I feel like in our culture, and whose culture am I talking about? I don't know. I feel like in our culture, we strive for the best, and the best isn't the best for us. It's the best of an institution. Okay? So I got caught up thinking that YouTube is supposed to be a stepping stone. That's how everybody use it, right? It's a stepping stone to something else. And social media can never be the end goal of why I'm here, you know? And so I would think like, why am I spending my time saying, hey, YouTube want? When I could be like, it felt like a push and pull is what I'm trying to say. Because writing for traditional media, I have to disappear. Facts. Being present on social media, you're not allowed to disappear. Also facts. So it would seem we are at an impasse. And being at an impasse and having that, what's this called? What's the word? Come on, y'all. Hooked on phonics me. Come on. Thesaurus.com. Conflict? I don't know. But having that does not breed creativity. It doesn't breed creativity. So I would like to shout out Kimberly Foster. Kimberly Foster of For Harriet is number one, the reason I started going live more, because I was like, tension. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Friction. Oh, y'all are good. Y'all are so good. Kimberly Foster of For Harriet is the reason why I started going live more, because I was like, okay, you doing it. You doing it. You doing it. So I started getting over my fear of going live. Shout out to Kimberly Foster. And hearing her talk about how she loves her job, which is this, and how she doesn't aspire to be some sort of commentator for some sort of institution. Hold on. Blocked his ass. Blocked his ass. Being part of some sort of an institution is like the utmost. But hearing her talk about how she loves her job, how she loves this, she has the best job in the world. She says that often. You know, I have the best job in the world. I was like, huh. You mean I can aspire to where I'm at? And that's very anti-capitalist, to aspire to where you're at instead of looking for the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kimberly Foster for that. Looking at my notes. Yeah, so anyway, I got caught up trying to aspire to other things. And that's not to say that aspiration is wrong. That's not to say that I don't have other jobs, because while I haven't been uploading videos, I've been working on other things. Shout out to Adobe. I've been working with them. Shout out to HBO Max. I've been working with them. So I'm doing a lot of like not posting on my own channel work. And you know, I really like that. I'm really enjoying that. And so like it's okay to enjoy where you're at, is basically what I'm trying to get at. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's this? I can't read my notes, y'all. Yes. Yes, Hyatt. A lot of behind the scenes. A lot of behind the scenes stuff. There was one more point I wanted to make before my actual point. Before my point. The supreme way that social media has stalled my creativity. Oh, another way is the idea of timeliness, right? That adds to the hamster wheel effect. This idea that you have to talk about what's happening now. Otherwise, it's not going to make no sense. And I wanted to get away from that, right? It's hard to be creative. It's the late night TV effect, you know? People who write for late night, even when I don't be thinking it's funny all the time, the fact that your mind is trained to talk about the past 12 hours only, or the past 24 hours only, is like, it's brilliant. Those people, I don't know how they do it, and so quickly. But yeah, timeliness and the need to be relevant and the need to be hip with what the kids are talking about has stalled my creativity, because there are many things I want to talk about that don't got anything to do with anything. Y'all know me. Okay, bold and brash. A lot of things don't got nothing to do with nothing. But I think they're interesting. I think they're funny. I think they're silly. I think they're stupid. But then it becomes a numbers game. What can you afford to do? Can you afford, literally afford, to make something that is kind of weird and like doesn't appeal to the most number of people, especially when it's your job. If social media is not your job, none of this matters. But when it is actually your job, it does quite matter. It's a numbers game. And again, like I said before, YouTube and all social media is not made for the creator. It's made for the consumer. That's who, I'm not going to say that's who they care about, but that's who it's built for. Yeah, hold on. Let me highlight this. Casey says, before all of this, a project could keep you relevant for a year. Now you got a day. You got sun up to sundown. Hold on. How do I get you off? Okay. Oh, hey, Taylor. Making things that do not appeal to a large number of people and just crossing my fingers, y'all. Listen, y'all need to go see what Taylor talking about over on It's Radish Time. Giving you poetry. Okay, giving you insightfulness. All right? Highly recommend. So yeah, here we are, June. It took me 6 months to really realize all of that. You know, racking my brain. Oh, what's wrong? Do I have writer's block? Is it the pandemic? What's wrong with me? And so I stumbled upon in my what's it called? Illuminations, internalness. I don't know the words. In my inner thoughts, this is the biggest way. Are you ready? This is the biggest way that YouTube and social media has impeded my creativity. And that is, over the years, I've gotten into the habit of writing what I know I can make. Social media, YouTube, content creation is kind of the only place where the writer has to care how things get made because you're usually the only one making it. It's DIY, right? You watch a Marvel movie, the writer isn't like, dang, how can we do the explosion? Should I put it here? Let me take it out. There's no such thing. But when I sit down to write, I find myself self-editing according to what I believe I can make by myself. Correct, Brooke Smith. Like not pushing yourself to step out of your comfort zone and do something really different, because that something really different requires help. And then my mind starts thinking about, how will I get that help? How will I pay for that help? How will I be a leader in this group of people who are helping me? Instead of just sticking to step number one, which is you have to write the thing first. And then somebody else, hold on, let me find you. Then somebody else, a producer, can say, we can't put an explosion there, Evelyn. We can't do that. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then I delete. That's the biggest reason that YouTube, and it's in a way, it's a positive. In a way, it's like, wow, what a blessing it's been to not have to wait for other people to affirm my ideas enough to make them. I can just do it myself. That's dope. That's like why I enjoy YouTube so much. You know? But after a while of wearing all the hats, like Samantha Stevens says, after a while, it impedes, it kind of blocks your creativity because now you can't think past the ceiling of your own equipment, the ceiling of your own knowledge. You need to be able to tap into somebody else's knowledge. And that's why things like Creators for Change, I got the 2 YouTube Creators for Change projects. Those had crews, or those had someone else to help me achieve that. And I paid those people and we worked together. And it was a really eye-opening experience. You know what I mean? So I find myself I'm writing like 2 series for myself, in addition to Halise, the Patreon cousins know. And I would find myself editing. Like, how am I going to? There's one series where I'm cloned a million times. Not a million, but a couple. And it's like, how am I gonna, in mid-sentence, I'm like, how are we gonna do that? My house only has this many, right? And I'm starting to think about how this can realistically get done, because on YouTube, you broadcast yourself. That's the slogan. Yourself. But it's like, oh, I just need a team. And I need to stop self-editing. But it was, I don't know, it might seem like it was small, but it was a really big revelation for me to understand that the reason that social media and making stuff here on the internet is so cool is the same reason why, now that I'm trying to do something different, why it's so hard. It's because you're by yourself. Right? The person who wrote Transformers wasn't like, dang. The person who wrote Fast and Furious 700 wasn't like, dang, should The Rock surfboard on lava? How we gonna do that? It's not his problem. It's not the writer's problem to figure that out. But on YouTube, it is my problem. Or at least that's what I found myself doing. So it took me 6 months to realize that, y'all. But you know what? That's not a long time. How about that? So, channel update. I have 2 scripted show ideas. I'm still working on how to explain them to people. So the Patreon will be where I explain it in depth, figure it out, and then I'm gonna come and tell y'all. And then I have 2 unscripted show ideas, otherwise known as reality television. And then I have this live show. Okay, and here's where it's going to get interesting. I've enjoyed our time here so far. And I thought that in December, I thought that I would leave, come back, boom, give you, you know what I'm saying, Beyonce, like somebody said, give you Bo Burnham, like somebody else said, you know, like voila, magic. But that's not realistic. That's not realistic. So what I'm going to do, instead of saying that's the goal, right? Because what that does is lead to me thinking about how will I make it before I've even written the thing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this live show into a show. It's going to be live still, but it's going to have a lot of things in it. We're giving you special guests. We're giving you kind of like what we do on This Might Not Make Sense, the Patreon exclusive podcast. We give you sketches. We give you original music, maybe special guests, all live and all at the same time every week. So you can tune in predictably. So you can tune in predictably. And this was all #Baby Blow's idea. He was like, I see you struggling. You know, me, I be rolling in the deep. And so Steve was like, this is what you need to do. You need to not worry about the rest of the stuff. The web series could fully come out 3 years from now, but that's not the point. The point is you need to write it. You need to write them and then figure out how people can help you. But in the meantime and in between time, pivot to something and decide that you're pivoting to it. Do you feel me? And that's what this live show gonna be. So that's my channel update. That's what we're doing now. I'm gonna work on maybe changing up the branding. We're giving you characters. Hella corny dad. He needs to break free. Hello Corny Dad, different characters. I'm thinking about doing an entire Leo season portion when Leo season comes and interviewing all my favorite Leos. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I'm excited. So that's the channel update. And that's how social media, kind of put me through the ringer and how I got myself out. So I have about 15 minutes for any questions, comments, feelings. And then I gotta go. I haven't showered. Thank you so much, y'all. Thanks for being so supportive. It really means a lot. Do you feel pressure to get ideas out before others do something similar? Yes, especially with comedy. Because you never want to be accused of stealing someone's jokes. That is just like, I will banish myself. There are some jokes that have elevated into now cultural lexicon, if you will, that no one can really claim. But as far as like specific jokes, you never want to be that person. That's why I don't actually watch a lot of comedy people saying funny things right when they say it, especially if I'm trying to write something about that topic myself. So I would love a Jade Fox interview. You already know I'm finna slide into the DMs. Where did the name Baby Blow come from? So my family's Kenyan, and in certain should I say all? I'm gonna say all. In all ethnicities and languages there are many languages spoken in Kenya. The R's and the L's kind of do this. They kind of flip-flop. So it's baby bro, just in a Kenyan accent. I've never had to explain that before. How, Tyrell? I'm just a girl who hasn't showered yet. I'm scrolling. Oh, man. It's too little. Yeah, so when I say it's too little or reality, I'm saying real in reality. So that's what I'm doing. I don't think I've ever explained what accent that is. But yeah, R's and L's are flipped. So hashtag baby blow is hashtag baby bro, who is my brother, my little brother. Will your live show be on Sunday mornings? If so, would you include a smack your lip feature involving breakfast or brunch? So here's my plan. I've really loved the energy that comes with a Friday live stream. It feels very much like we made it. Okay, like we did it. You survived the week. I love that energy in the comments. People feeling reckless, they on the internet watching me when they should be doing something else. I love it. So I'm leaning towards Friday. But I don't know. And then maybe later on, I'll do also a morning show on Monday mornings, kind of like a wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month, That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not quite sure yet. uh la-di-da. Okay, what is some Victory Sampson says, what is some advice you would give to new content creator to not get caught up in the hamster wheel? P.S. You sent me an email. When? I'm caught up. Hold on. Let me go check. I'll check today. My main advice. Unfortunately, I think it's not a rite of passage. I wouldn't go that far, but it's something that everyone goes through. And it's very unique and specific um to your like silo on the internet. The beauty girls might feel a different type of hamster wheel, that's tied to maybe consumerism. Maybe the tech bros feel the same way of like they have to talk about the new iPhone, they got to talk about the new eyeshadow, like it never ends. That's different from maybe culture and commentary people who feel like they're on the hamster wheel of celebrities doing stupid things. And so it's very the hamster wheel and the speed with which it runs is very particular to what kind of content you make. So I don't know that I can give specific advice, but even the fact that you're thinking of it as a hamster wheel will already empower you to hop off sooner rather than later. Casey says, bring back Smack Your Lip. That's another thing. I got a whole channel called Smack Your Lip that I haven't uploaded on. Ding. So if I do anything Smack Your Lip, it's going to be there. I will advertise that on Patreon, we are having a live show this week, sometime Thursday, I think July 1st. And we might do a Whataburger taste test. So patreon.com/fromtheinternets. Candace, do you feel comfortable making this shift now because you're a veteran YouTuber and not worried about it being profitable? That's a great question. No, I feel less comfortable because so the internet is warped. We've talked about this earlier today. Time is warped, but also success is warped. So I'm like a smaller YouTuber. and that's weird to say because to how many subscribers? I don't know. However many thousand, 100,000 is not a small number as far as numbers go. But on social media, that is it's not that big. It's not that big. We live in an age where it's like one meal is a minimum. So in that way, I feel less comfortable because I feel elderly. I feel elderly and small. And in a way, I do feel more comfortable because it's less people watching the shift happen. So it's a sluggle, is what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh, thanks for the super chat, Preda Poor Terp. Nailed it. Oh, and I have a Smack Your Lip Instagram. I do, and I'm on that a little bit more. Oh, y'all put my numbers on. We had 248. That is considered small. Isn't that ridiculous? Is it Maya? Sorry. How do you feel about creating a space to be creative? Like having a place specifically for making content. That's what we're in. This is my office. This is my home office. It's the master bedroom of my apartment. And that it worked for making content. But since I'm not making content, like solo dolo stuff anymore, this is basically where I just check emails now. Cat Whack That says, ask any more drone content. I go back to that video often. That was Halisa's drone. So did it break? I don't know, but maybe one day I gotta text her and see if it's still functioning. Simply Reen asks, Simply Reen asks, would starting off with a podcast be advisable or a YouTube channel? Oh, there's two completely different things. I don't know. Do you like audio or visuals better? I will say a podcast. I actually have no idea. I have no idea. I like visuals. That's why I'm on here. And even the podcast that me and my brother have on Patreon is visual, as you saw in the trailer I showed. Jahari, hey cuz, are you planning on traveling to LA anytime soon? I ain't got no plans. I went to Chicago last week. That was my first experience out of Texas in a year and a half. Oh, the ghetto. But maybe. I ain't got no plans though. I would love to go. Oh, David, congrats on season 2 of Say It Loud. We on hiatus again. You didn't hear that from me though. Moving on. Oh, whoops. My bad. Random thought. It would be hilarious if you had a cooking show. Gotta smack your lip on YouTube. That's what it's gonna be. One day. Daniel, bye. Thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for sticking with me. You have a good Sunday. I appreciate. Oh my gosh, it's Danny. We have no choice but to stand. Galen Larice, how was your experience with YouTube Black Voices? That's a great question since we're speaking about YouTube. YouTube Black Voices Fund is a grant that I applied for and I got for the year of 2021. It's YouTube's way of uplifting the voices. You know, you always got to uplift the voices. Sometimes it's the AAPI voices. Sometimes it's the Black voices. It's June. It's the LGBTQ voices. Sometimes it's the women voices. Sometimes you're all four. But it was their way of uplifting the voices. And so I received a grant, and that is what's allowing me to not be in my HelloFresh bag. Like, that's why I felt, actually, that's not why. I quit all my sponsorships before I got the grant. That was me stepping out on faith. I was like, irregardless, I'm going to do it irregardless. And then I found out that I got the grant and I was like, phew, you know that SpongeBob meme? Woo! So, I mean, in February, we had classes all of February, like little workshops with different teachers, instructors, different panels. And I learned a lot about audio, live streaming. My YouTube contact via the program, he came, he a black dude, and he came from the streaming side. So he told me, how to connect. He taught me how to connect. So it's been a good experience. And I did feel a little hesitant about it because I knew I was switching gears. So they would be uplifting a voice that's on hiatus. But I was like, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. We'll figure it out together. How about that? We'll figure it out together. And so that's what we've been doing. We've been figuring it out together. So the application, I'll probably come back and put the link, but the application for 2022, I believe, is live. So go ahead, apply if you want. I'll put that link up. We'll end with this because I gotta go. Raven, does live streaming help with the pressure of needing to create quickly? 1,000,000,000% yes. I love it here. I love this. Sometimes I'm a writer at heart. Truly, I'm a writer at heart. But being live helps me gain confidence in the fact that y'all can't tell the difference besides stuttering and like not pronouncing words and not knowing that this is friction. I feel like y'all can't tell that I actually write my videos and this is off the dome because they sound the same. And that makes me feel really good. So I think it's important to kind of flex that improv muscle, that think on your feet muscle, that multitask muscle. And that multitask muscle is one I don't have currently. And that's why I was always scared of live streaming, because I'm like, how am I going to be here, then here, then here? It terrified me, but I'm getting over it. Shout out to Kimberly Foster. It's been great. I'm loving it. And the goal for this channel, as of right now, into the foreseeable future, as I'm writing these interesting, cool web series ideas behind the scenes, is that this will be what I'm doing live on this channel. And we will elevate a little bit higher than, the Kiki that we're having right now. And we'll have guests. We'll have, actual, I can do some sketches, cut away to the sketches like I cut away. Okay. Shout out to StreamYard. That's the plan. Okay. That's the goal. A theme song. I can ask my brother to make me a theme song. So that's the goal, y'all. Live streaming was scary, and now I'm not as scared. So shout out to creativity. Shout out to social media, even though it made me want to do that. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. How about that? You ever been appreciated violently? I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around. And I will definitely, in the comments below, let me know who you would like me to talk to on my live show, special guests. Let me know what segments you think would be interesting. Probably not going to be Smack Your Lip because that's a whole different YouTube channel. And just, put up good vibes. Thank you. Violently receiving the love. So have a great Sunday. Thanks for the super chats. Have a great Sunday. Have a great week. And I will see you in a couple days.